Most people believe silence means weakness because they were trained to equate noise with relevance and presence with survival. This belief is not cultural sophistication, but primitive conditioning rooted in fear of social disappearance. The nervous system panics when ignored because invisibility once meant exile, and exile once meant death. So people speak too quickly, explain too much, and react before power has even entered the room. What they call expression is often a reflex, not a choice, and reflexes are always exploitable. Power dynamics do not reward honesty first. They reward control of timing, exposure, and emotional leakage. Silence, when intentional, interrupts expectation and forces others to reveal themselves. It creates a vacuum, and human beings instinctively rush to fill empty space with truth, anxiety, or submission. This is why negotiators pause, predators observe, and leaders delay their words. Silence shifts the psychological burden away from you and places it squarely onto the other mind. But most people do not use silence strategically. They use it emotionally, and emotion corrodes authority. Emotional silence is avoidance disguised as restraint, and others can feel the instability beneath it. It leaks resentment, insecurity, and unresolved fear through posture, timing, and micro-expression. When silence is driven by hurt, it becomes passive aggression, not dominance. The difference is intention, and intention is always sensed, even when unspoken. Strategic silence is calm, contained, and deliberate, never tense or withholding. It does not punish. It observes, measures, and waits. Harmful silence seeks relief from discomfort, while powerful silence creates discomfort in others. One withdraws to escape, the other withdraws to command space. Most people confuse these two and then wonder why silence weakens their position. Manipulators understand this distinction intuitively because they study reactions instead of expressing them. They let others speak themselves into exposure, contradiction, or need. Every unnecessary word reveals priority, insecurity, or desire for approval. Silence starves those who seek control through emotional provocation. When you do not react, you deny them feedback. And feedback is the currency of manipulation. This is why silence feels threatening to unstable personalities. They cannot locate themselves without your response. In that uncertainty, they either escalate or collapse, both of which expose leverage. Silence turns interaction into a mirror, and many dislike what appears. Those who panic in quiet reveal how dependent they are on external validation. However, silence used without self-mastery becomes transparent and easily challenged. If your inner state is chaotic, silence amplifies it rather than conceals it. The body betrays what the mouth refuses to admit. True silence requires emotional sovereignty, not suppression. Suppression creates pressure, and pressure eventually leaks. Sovereignty creates stillness, and stillness unnerves observers. This stillness signals that you are not seeking approval, reassurance, or dominance. You already possess internal alignment, which removes urgency from interaction. Urgency is weakness in social hierarchies because it signals dependence. Silence without urgency reframes you as optional, and optionality is power. Silence without urgency reframes you as optional, and optionality is power. Boundaries are communicated more clearly through silence than through explanation. Explanations invite negotiation, while silence ends discussion without conflict. This is why confident individuals do not over-justify their decisions. They allow others to adjust rather than pleading to be understood. Silence, in this form, is not absence but finality. It states that your internal world does not require external consensus. Those who respect power recognize this immediately. Those who challenge it expose their need to dominate or be noticed. Silence filters people without confrontation. It lets intentions surface naturally instead of forcing them into speech. Most misuse silence because they were never taught emotional containment. They confuse control with repression and strength with indifference. As a result, their silence feels heavy, defensive, and brittle. Strategic silence feels light, spacious, and grounded. It does not close doors. It removes noise. In that heat, perception sharpens, and patterns become visible. You begin to notice who speaks to connect and who speaks to control. Silence gives you the advantage of observation without exposure. It is a symmetric power, because you gain information while offering none. Information imbalance is the foundation of influence. Internally, silence forces confrontation with your own shadow. Without constant expression, unresolved impulses become audible. Many avoid silence because it removes distraction and reveals. Mastery requires tolerating this internal exposure without fleeing into noise. When you can sit in silence without agitation, you become unpredictable. Unpredictability destabilizes those who rely on scripting you. This is not cruelty, but psychological independence. Silence, then, is not a weapon you point outward, but a structure you build inward. Once built, others feel it without you explaining a single thing. What changes is not the room, but your position within.